Hello, welcome. It's Dawn with Embody Rise, our 21-day Ascension Support series. Wow, here we are, day 7. So we're at 1 week of 3. So we're a third of the way. Once we complete this, we're a third of the way through. So I thought this would be a good day to talk about the whole concept of embodiment. What does that mean? How am I using that? And how does that apply to ascension? So let me just connect in with my own energy so I get concise with this. So give me a moment here. This is not channeling, just, well, maybe it is. We'll see. Okay, so embodiment. Embodiment is a core skill, a mastery skill of the priestess, what we would call the priestess. Now, this does not mean that it is only the priestess who embodies. No, not at all. But in the priestess, the female who feels called to be an emissary of the sacred divine, in the realm of the human condition, the human experience, is given the instruction set, we could say, at the soul level to remember to, we could say, elevate the physical form, the body, such that it can, the eternal soul can inhabit more. So it can feel safe to be in the form itself. So this is not about worshiping the body. This is not about elevating the body above the status of the divine. No, not at all. What this is allowing the vessel, the vehicle, the physical and mental body to actually live in frequential attunement with the higher soul octave, with the higher soul intent. So thus in your realm, over the course of many millennia now, there have been in the lineages of family line, in the bloodlines of most humans, there has been somewhere along the way a series of traumas that then gets passed down through the generations. Distortions in the field, you could say. Disharmonious energetics that create shutdowns at a physiological and an energetic level. This is part of what supports the cycling of what is called in the ancient Vedic traditions samsara, the cycle of suffering, the return again and again to incarnations. But it also literally impacts the way you walk through your life. Thus, you can see as you begin to peel the scales back from your eyes and witness the institutions, organizations, and circumstances of your world, the ridiculousness of it, to use a word that we find within this one's vocabulary. The nonsensical nature of cruelty as a way of bringing about love. This is, as this one calls, and many call, and Christ consciousness speaks of as the ego's playground, the ego being the separated part of the mind that is separate from God. And so we return to the notion of embodiment. As you have now in your realm the tools and teachings and processes for healing the mind of the division between your high, holy, knowing self, the soul, connected with always with the God, the Godhead, and the ego, the separating part, the part of you that builds a personality in defense of the world, and all defense is attack. The tools and skills you have now to heal the latter, to heal the ego mind, to become more able to be an open, clear vessel for the embodiment to guide the way, the soul to guide the way of the earth walk. This is what is meant by embodiment. It is not about worshiping the body, placing the body over the soul, nor is a process of escaping the body entirely, avoiding or bypassing the body in order to rise up to heaven, an effective strategy for the human. For you are here in form. You have chosen to be here in form, and thereby you are having a journey of, we could say, a return home. And you can't take shortcuts home. You are here to heal, clear, upgrade, receive more codes of light and information, and you do that by releasing what had been held buried deep in the shadows, buried in the family lines, buried in the collective. The aspects of self that are disowned become manipulators from the subconscious. And that is not a space where a soul can fully embody and inhabit. So embodiment in the context with which we are guiding this one to use it for this series and for the teachings that come through her has to do with allowing yourself to be in the world, yet not of it. Allowing yourself to liberate from old constructs of mind, of behavior, of belief systems that do not serve love and do not serve your ascension journey. So as you embody, as your soul, your consciousness expanded begins to feel, we could say, in a sense, safe, although the soul never feels unsafe. But for your experience here, the soul feeling more able to work in harmony with your lived experience as a human, we could say, as a soul having a human experience. You are able, by clearing more space within the self, within the energetic field container, to have more embodiment and thereby more alignment with the highest order of what you intended at a soul level. So embodiment means allowing the soul to lead the way and feeling safe enough to do so with a regulated nervous system, a mind that loves and accepts self as a divine creator being, and a psyche, a subconscious that is not slogging around bags of old baggage of trauma, fear, belief systems, limitations, and things that go bump in the night, we could say. So we are grateful for this opportunity to elaborate on the energies of embodiment in this context. You are an eternal divine soul. You are not a body. You are free. You are an eternal divine soul having a dream of separation in what you call this world. And simultaneously, by honoring and recognizing being in the world yet not of it, as you heal the complexes from the family line, from your own soul, your soul's journey, you literally become, as the shamans of old would say, a hollow bone to allow spirit to flow through you and guide the way, be the guiding light in your life. Thank you. We are the Ascended Master Collective, and we appreciate this opportunity to speak with you. Well, glad I didn't take notes because they took care of that for me. Wow, I'd love to receive your feedback on that. How did that land for you? Does that make sense? The idea of embodiment, embody and rise. So from that, I'd like to touch on a couple more things here. So embody and rise. So I'm feeling into what I remember them saying. And what I saw was like, the more we clear out shadow material, the more there's space and the soul comes in more. I know it's not really that. It's like the soul is around, but that's the visual. The soul comes in more. And as the soul ripples into the cells, the wisdom of the soul, the light, we could say the light ripples into the cells and the energy body, your auric field and your mental and emotional bodies and your astral body and your etheric body and all of that. Well, you're lighter, right? You're lighter. And if you're lighter, you rise. We're not going to all start to elevate like angels. I don't know, maybe in another now moment, but it's like you're rising because you're lighter, you're more enlightened. So this whole series about embody and rise has to do with not spiritual bypassing, not negating the body, but not worshiping it either, really coming into care for the body. And so if you're new to this, if this is your first time watching this, please do check out the previous ones because they're all building on each other. What is shared today is really very correlative to or relates to the foundation set with grounding and centering with Gaia, connecting with Father Son, calling on our angels, calming our central nervous system, and the other things that have been brought forward in the first week. So you can look in the information section below the video to find the playlist where all of these videos are housed on my YouTube channel. And I would really appreciate it if you find value in this to please like, Make a comment, give me some feedback here if this is serving you, and please subscribe to the channel. That helps a lot. And also share if you know someone who would benefit from this. It would be wonderful to do that, for you to share. Okay, so I don't really have a support practice for today. So I'm just going to leave it at that, and let's just I'm going to be tuning into what if any, support practices would correlate with the title of this, which is, like if there's something more specific, one thing. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow with a new video and a new practice and some new guidance or additional guidance. Okay, much love. Thank you for being here. We'll see you soon.